I know it's been a while. Hi, this is Asperger Support by Dave. I know it's been a while since I've done a show on here, but I felt it necessary to come on here and to do a show because there was a local news story here in upstate New York that this man did a sexual act against a child. And I find that to be sickening and to be so disgusting. But the thing that got me upset about the story was I don't get why people, the news felt it necessary to report, oh, he has autism. That, to me, basically says the media is putting a negative light onto people who have autism and or bipolar diseases or any other kind of mental illness. Yes, it is wrong to do crimes against anybody in the world. But I don't get how the news felt it necessary to bring up the topic that he has autism. That has nothing to do with the crime that he committed. So I feel the news media should have kept that piece of information out of their story because it has nothing to do with the crime. So basically what I'm trying to convey here is that if someone commits a crime, they should only report on the crime that they committed. They shouldn't be reporting on, oh, he has autism. So basically now the media is basically saying, oh, people who have autism are either pedophiles, murderers, thieves, or carjackers, or whatever else. When that's not the case. Just because people have autism does not mean that they are pedophiles or robbers or thieves or murderers or carjackers or embezzlers or whoever else or whatever other crimes that people commit out there. So I feel that the news media should keep the facts pertinent to what the story is, instead of putting a negative light on the autism society with people who have autism or autism spectrum disorder or Asperger syndrome, or let's say they have bipolar. There's medications to help with that. That has nothing to do with this criminal sexually assaulting a young girl. And it's like, I just don't get it. Why the news always has to put a negative light on things. It's like, yeah, I understand the news needs to make a story and whatever else they need to do, but really? Come on now. They should learn, like, to differentiate the facts and from what they should be putting on the story, because that could basically do a negative light on a certain certain group of people. Well, it's like the news today goes and reports what they feel would get more listeners or more people to go on their show to do to get more listeners or more viewers. It's like today, streamlined media feeds off of anything and everything they can find. Like, let's say if a person has depression and they go killing someone, they'll be like, oh yeah, he was so depressed that he felt he'd go and murder someone. No. to me, that's saying, yes, the person is depressed, but the person should know right from wrong, that murder is wrong, but just because they have depression doesn't mean everyone who has depression is going to murder someone. Doesn't mean to murder someone, or it's like they also basically, let's say if Joe Blow down the street is an arsonist and sets a bunch of fires, and yet the news reports, oh, he has depression and anxiety. That basically, to me, says the news just feels like putting in little snippets of things to really to make the story more juicier, per se. When really, yes, there was a fire. Fact, there was a fire. The facts are, he's an arsonist. The non-facts are, yes, he has depression and anxiety, but that doesn't mean that the anxiety and the depression led to him or her to burn down a building. People who are arsonists have a certain thing in their mind. I don't know what it is in their mind, but they have a certain thing that dealing with fire that they feel it necessary to set fires to things. Or let's say it's like, I just feel that the media portrays negativity onto different groups of people. It's a one story thing. That doesn't mean everybody who has depression and anxiety or Asperger's syndrome or autism or autism spectrum disorders. That does not mean we are murderers, sexual abusers, thieves. So I feel that the news should actually really stick to the facts of the story and not digress on other parts of the story. Yes, the person might have autism. So what? They're still a child molester. Yes, I understand innocent until proven guilty and all that and everything, but a spade's a spade, basically. You know, if there's witnesses to say that this person sexually abused this child, basically the story is that this man was scoping out local parks up here. And he went to a local amusement park up here in upstate New York, and he went on a roller coaster ride, and a little girl was on there, and he started sexually abusing the little girl on the ride. So the parents did the right thing, and reported to the police. And then it's like the news took that and ran with it. And just because the defendant's lawyer said he has autism and bipolar disease, that shouldn't mean that the news reports that. It's like they should have said, man sexually abuses young child at local amusement park. Charges have been filed with the local authorities, and keep it at that. they shouldn't just report he has autism. He has bipolar disease. He has depression. He has anxiety. He has multiple personality disorders. It's like, I don't get how any of this is pertinent to the facts of the main story that's been going on up here in upstate New York. So, some of you might know about the story, who live up here in the upstate New York area and watch the local news up here. But if not, then you can message me on Spreaker or on my Facebook page, and I will send you a link, if I can, to that story. But I just wanted to come on here and tell you that it upset me that the news reported that. And it's like, people who have these things that I've rattled off, we're not all bad people. We're good people. It's just a few bad apples in the bunch that make it worse for everybody else to really shed a negative light on the good people. So I might be rambling or be redundant, but basically this is the way I feel, and if that, and it's your opinion that if you don't like the podcast I am doing, then that's your opinion. And then if you want to run with this and make fun of me saying, oh, Asperger's Dave and this and that, go ahead. Do what you want to do. Run with it. Go ahead. You know, if you're going to be that immature to really make fun of someone, what does that say about you as a person? Basically, A, that says you're immature yourself. B, that shows that you're not an adult. And C, that shows you're just one big child who has nothing better to do in their lives except make fun of people just because they're different or because they're not like you per se. So, I'm going to end this podcast, and this is Asperger Support by Dave. Thank you.